Stuff. I'm Sarah.
I'm Kim. Sometimes I'm known as Mimi.
And we're glad you're joining us for our 31st episode of Stitchin' Stuff this week.
31.
And I always like it when people say when they're recording. I don't know why, I just sort of like that. So I thought, oh, we should do that. So we're recording January 3rd, 2021.
Sunday
afternoon. And it's like 50 something degrees here, which is so weird for us. It's 54, I
I
think.
don't know what it is here. Who cares what it is here? Because it's like Noah's Ark out there. There's so much urban flooding going on in my area. It's ridiculous. It's 45 here.
It's warmer
which
here
is
than it is there.
about normal.
So weird.
Yeah, but there's another storm coming in today. So, and I just want to say out there right now, I am looking at weird directions because apparently I'm on a desktop now, not a laptop, and my camera's above me. So if I'm looking off to the side, it's because I'm looking at Sarah on the screen.
She's not just staring off into space.
I'm just kind of checking out. Over here. In fact, when I'm looking dead on the screen, it looks to me like I'm looking that way. So
yeah,
I might look
your camera to look like you were looking at. There you go.
Yeah, so I might look a little deranged because this is new, but if I'm looking that way on my screen, it's because I'm looking at my daughter.
And we usually have more girls with us, but only one girl worked on any. Only one of my girls worked on any handicrafts this week.
Okay.
We're on break and everybody is coloring and reading.
Thanks.
Just playing and stuff. But
yeah.
Do you want to come in? We just have Millie and she's kind of discouraged right now. Come on.
Oh,
come around.
What happened, Mill?
Come around. Come around over here.
Do you have to frog something?
Rip it, rip it, rip it, rip it.
Rip it.
Look. Can you see?
Order didn't match up.
No.
I'm so sorry, Millie.
So you must have counted one too many up here.
Mm-hmm.
One too many. She wants me to rip it out. And I'm like, well,
I can do super.
I might help you do some of it.
That's a lot. You know, Mimi tries to avoid borders at every turn that she can. But sometimes you just got to have them on there.
Oh, good. Before.
Yeah,
so
it's going to be great.
What you do is count the top and count the bottom and figure out which one is the correct number of stitches. Because it's possible you didn't put over enough here, which would be a lot easier because then we just have to rip out these 4.
Ah.
But if you have 2, so that would be if you did 1 too few. But if you did 1 too many, then we need to rip out this and the little square and take 1 more back. I'll help you with it. I really will.
It won't take too long. It's just a straight line.
Yeah, that's actually not too bad for ripping out.
Mm-hmm.
Is that all you worked on this week? Do you want to show your cute dress? Look at this cute dress I got from Hannah Anderson. Liddy has a matching one. Okay, so there's the cute dress. But come here so I can show.
Is it the Star Wars dresses?
Yes, yeah. Look at this fabric. Here, I'm going to angle this down for a second. We have a Mandalorian, Boba Fett.
Oh.
And Stormtrooper.
Uh-huh.
Darth Vader. R2-D2.
R2-D2.
And then we're back to Boba Fett again.
Oh, cute. Hannah Anderson did that? I don't think of them as being real brand oriented.
Yeah, they have a few kind of character.
Uh-huh.
They don't do very many like that. But they was really on sale at the end of summer, so I got, but they only, Liddy's wearing hers too. So they have matching leggings on, matching dresses on.
Cute.
No, she's downstairs. She didn't get ready to get in the video. That they didn't have one in Rosie's size, but Rosie will get them for a few years.
She'll get it twice if she's
it'll come. Yeah, they were so cute and they were way marked down. So I don't usually buy stuff brand new from.
Well, it must feel really warm there because she's wearing a sleeveless shirt.
Yeah, they had a sweater or a jacket on earlier today, but neither of them have been wearing it.
And your house is pretty warm.
Yeah, the sun is coming in. We haven't even had a fire today. That's the other crazy thing. It's been warm enough that we haven't done a fire, so we don't really have any heating going on. It's just like the sun is coming in the windows and heating up.
Wow, it's damp here.
For January for us.
Very damp here. It's gross.
Okay. Oh, I meant to grab a previous finish. Which one? Do you have one?
You have one on the wall behind you that I finished.
No, that's the one I was thinking about grabbing. And then I can share another one next week. Okay. Yeah. Do you want to tell the story of this?
Well, the only story I know about it is I stitched it years ago and gave it to my mom. And my mom got a lot of my cross stitch stuff
Yeah,
over
she
the
really
years. And I don't really remember stitching it. I kind of do. The more I look at it, the more I kind of remember doing it. And over the last few years of her life, she would go on these cleaning binges because she knew she needed to get rid of stuff. And that really wasn't her aesthetic anymore. I mean, she was kind of into like black, buffalo check and black and white. And so she gave it back to me. And for some reason I gave it to Sarah. And
I think.
Huh?
I think she gave it to me.
Was it in a
And
bunch
you
of
were
stuff
like,
I passed to
"It's not
you?
like that." Well, maybe
Oh.
it was in stuff she passed back to you and you passed it to me. Or
Maybe. Anyway, and
feel
I
like
really
she
like
gave
it.
to me.
And it was a free pattern. And we've talked about how my local store in years past used to have like lavender and lace free patterns. And I did come across that pattern in a crate of stuff that I still have it. I might restitch it for myself just because it's so cute.
Do you think it's online somewhere? Like we could post a link? You know,
I
like
could
all
try to
those
look.
lavender and lace ones we ended up finding online.
Yeah, I'll have to try to find the pattern again. It's just like a little black and white sheet of paper. It's like just,
It's a free.
but I'll try to find it if I get a chance. If not next week, eventually.
So all of this is stitched. I'm not sure. Is it just Krennic? Yes. It's not like Krennic. Okay, the red is a sparkly, all sparkly.
Yeah, and it looks like I put gold Krennic in there somewhere.
And the gold, and the gold looks like it's just straight colored Krennic. And then I think you used a blending filament maybe.
Probably
For the
white.
snowman, but not the snow on the ground. I don't know if that's showing up.
I must have been crazy.
I know, that's a lot.
Look at those great French knots I did.
You can do French knots. I know, and his little nose is straight stitched. That's really cute too. I never really looked at that.
Yeah, he is cute. I think if I do it again, I'll try to find a smaller candy cane button.
Yeah, that would be cute.
We have way more options for buttons now than we used to. I mean,
oh yeah,
way
you
more
can just going on Etsy. You can find.
My guess is I either got it at the store where I got the free pattern, although I don't remember her carrying a lot of buttons, or I probably just had to go to like a
or something.
Yeah, Joann's. We had several fabric stores, but there weren't really any specialty stores or Etsy or anything. So anyway, it's cute.
Yeah,
I have a fully finish.
You have a fully finished that you just did?
Badly.
Yeah, that's right. You told me you did this.
So I finished this piece. I think I finished this piece last winter.
I think so. Where's mine?
It's Alicia Paul, maybe during quarantine, maybe before quarantine. I can't remember. I might have finished it during quarantine. It's Alicia Paulson's Winter Snow. It was part of her series from 2 years ago. The Autumn Leaves by Hundreds Came was part of that one, and the Spring on the Pretty Green and the Summer Storm one was all part of this series.
Yeah.
So anyway, I did not have the kit, and I think that does not look like I went up or to a different fabric. That looks, it might have been 28 count.
Maybe.
And I think I didn't realize that it wasn't going to fit in an 8x10 very well.
I bet it is. So I've been looking at that, trying to figure out why your poly leaves so much further away from the little girl than mine. And
I might have miscounted. Maybe I miscounted.
Maybe, but they're in line with the deer, who also looks. It just. I bet it's one count down.
Does the deer look like he's in the right spot?
Yeah. Well, here, I'll just grab mine off the wall.
Or too low.
Mine's right here.
Oh, I got dark. Oh, when I push this up, it darkens me. So I'm going to pull it back a little bit.
So look how much closer my girl looks than the holly berry.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if you just did it on a different count that would have made the distance look actually further. Because this is an 8x10 as well, and mine fits easily.
Yeah, I probably did it. Her kits, I think I bought Sarah the kit for that, and then she passed the pattern to me, I think.
Probably.
Maybe. And I probably didn't want to do 32 count, although I'm doing it again. Now that I've got a better light, I've got better lights.
Yeah.
Anyway, I crammed them in there. I may try to figure out a way to remap this in 11x14.
Mine is not very well finished. It's kind of loose. And not very well.
Well, you can see you can't see it so much today. I've got bumps where I carried threads.
Oh, like they were.
And you can't really see my snowflakes very well.
I know. I was going to say your snowflakes aren't showing up really at all on my end.
And I used B52 But I think my fabric's just a little bit whiter, maybe.
Yeah, mine is the bluer that
They
she.
show up in real life. But anyway, you know, live and learn. And it's in a frame and it's sitting on my coffee table and it brings me joy, or my end table. So
I know.
I put
I do like that one.
Sarah did it, I think yesterday, but the New Year's Eve day is usually the day that I take down all my, Christmas stuff and put up kind of my wintry twinkly stuff. I call it my winter twinkly stuff. So this got to come out.
Yeah, I got mine out yesterday too.
So that's my fully finished.
Cute. It turned out cute, even
Yeah.
though kind of squished in the frame, but it's
Kind of
still
squished, but you know, I'm not Martha Stewart and nobody's coming to my house to entertain anytime soon. So
if it makes you happy, then that's
makes me
okay.
happy. Well, kind of makes me mad, but
Oh, well, maybe you should reframe it then.
maybe. Maybe I will, but I cut all the fabric. I have to keep it on an 8x10 sticky board.
Oh,
hmm
why? Oh, because you cut the fabric.
won't-
Oh, because you cut the fabric.
To make it fit in this frame, my gosh, was I
So
crimped
what
it
you
in.
would have to do would be a bigger frame with another piece of fabric behind it and magnet it or something like Priscilla and Chelsea do and do kind of it. That would be probably your only other option then.
Yeah, I could do that.
Something like that.
Yeah. Anyway, it's good for this year.
It still looks cute.
Mhm.
I don't even know that it matters at all, honestly.
Yeah.
Do you want to do your whips next or do you want me to do mine?
I can go. So I thought maybe I wasn't going to have all that much, but really I have a lot because WIPGO started and my Baringo for my magazine challenge started and the plain old magazine challenge started. So I got super organized. I have my 2021 planner, which I love. It's a Katie Daisy.
You're using the big one? For your
Yeah, and all her pages are so, look at these pages, they're so lovely.
I know. Where's mine?
And so what I did was in the very front, they've got some extra pages. I put my, whoopsie. They're like pages for notes. Well,
Oh yeah.
I don't have a whole lot of notes to take because I have a different planner for real life. And there's nothing to put in that planner for real life right now. Anyway, so it's just sitting over on my desk empty. But what I did was I just
That's a good
taped it and folded it. So this is my WIPGO page.
I need to do that in mine. I actually have a little
Yeah.
pocket in the small one.
Yeah, there's a pocket in this one too. So that's my WIPGO. And so for my WIPGO, I worked on one of the pieces that called for WIPGO. And then there was a free space call right in the middle, which is nice. And then I haven't started, she called 2 other numbers. So I need to start that red cardinal kit, dimensions kit. But I did work on Forest Queen. I didn't get a ton on her because I was really spreading my stitching time out.
Oh,
I stitched on a lot of things for an hour and a half. So I did work on her. I don't have a color copy of her, but you can find her, Barbara Anna. Hold on.
yeah.
I think I have a picture of it online that I saved yesterday. That was pretty good picture. Whoops, come back. So this is what she's going to look like. Oh no, too bad a glare.
Oh yeah, and you can't really get close.
No.
But that's
That gives you an idea of what the pattern is. It's a lot of browns, a lot of teal. Anyway, so I worked on her. Where did she go? There she is. As of yesterday, before I worked on her, I only had up to there. I had all of this to her neck done. I just worked on her dress.
That's cute.
Hold it up and let it focus a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That's a weird color coming up. That maroony looking color there. It looks maroon on my camera.
The V on her necklace.
Yeah, that's really a rust color.
Plummy to me.
Yeah, it looks plummy, but it's really rust.
Huh. Interesting.
So I got her little sleeves done.
Cute.
You know, one thing that I think doing Bringo and WIPGO and all these challenges where you're kind of tracking your time is I realize how slow of a stitcher I am.
Yeah. Interesting. I was thinking about, I'm pretty quick, I think. Sewing
I
method.
feel like what did I work on her? I worked on her Because I wrote down my times. I worked on her yesterday. That took me 1 hour and 40 minutes
To do
to
her
do
little-
that, those little puffy sleeves and the little V.
Hmm.
That seemed like a long time to me, but anyway. And so that was my WIPGO. And then on a different page in my planner, I have my WIPGO.
Oh, cute.
And then my regular magazine monthly is tucked underneath there because there's other challenges for that. So for this one, they've called 3 numbers. They call 1 number a day. So I worked on January 1st. Just try to do it in somewhat order. I had a new start for that, and it was I wanted to start this in the fall, and I didn't get a chance to. It was Misty Purcell swirling around
Yeah.
acorns, and the prompt was stitch something that has a word in it, and so I got to start it.
Oh, cute. Those are cute leaves.
Yeah. It's all pretty much over dyes, so it'll be pretty.
Oh, it will be really pretty then.
It doesn't call for very many. I think there's only like 5 colors. It's not a very, it
Yeah.
should go quick. So I worked on that, and then I also started my regular magazine piece for that, for Magazine Monthly, and it's a piece called Bloom.
Hmm.
And I dyed this fabric. It was just a linen,
Right?
and I wanted it to be green because it says Bloom on it.
Cute.
And it's kind of a dirty green in this picture. And this was from Just Cross Stitch, March, April 2011. Anyway, so I wanted it a little brighter for spring. And so I dyed it. I bought some neon green, which
Yep.
didn't come out too neon-y though. I mean, it's,
No, I'd call it like pea green almost.
Yeah.
Or like,
I did the whole flower. The back stitching's not showing up very well, but there's some pink in there.
hmm.
Whoops, where's my finger? Pink up there.
Okay.
That took me a good chunk of time.
Yeah, that's
I think I worked on that almost 5 hours.
wow.
Yeah.
Turned
See?
out really cute. That
But
green
there was a
nice.
the pattern. This is the other problem. I'm printing it off one of those CDs that I bought,
Hmm.
and so the picture is always in color, but the pattern is in black and white. And my printer isn't. The symbols are really squished together, and luckily there's not that many of them. So what I'm having to do is kind of guess what I think it is, and then look at this to figure it out.
Ooh, that's annoying.
Luckily, it's not very complicated.
Yeah, it's a pretty simple stitch.
Yeah.
It wouldn't matter that much if you got the color just a little bit off.
Right.
Wrong
And I
spot.
did not buy the over dyes for this. I'm sure it would be absolutely gorgeous, but I figured the DMCs were bright and cherry. And
Yeah.
I think the prompt really for that is just new year, new start, new whatever. And so those were New Year's Day. Forest Queen was yesterday. Was yesterday New Year's Day?
No, yesterday was the second.
Yeah. And then I also, for that challenge, the number called for your least favorite color to stitch with was called. And so I don't like stitching with black very well. And I really don't like white very much either. But I pulled out my pumpkin piece and I did all of him. And I
Oh,
did him.
wow.
Yeah.
That's good.
I just have a few little spiders and a couple bats and then some back stitching.
You've done a ton and you got the whole border done, which is a big deal.
Yeah. I'm glad I did that border first.
Mm-hmm.
And then I worked on other things that weren't necessarily part of the challenge. So I worked on Things of Winter, our Alicia Paulson piece
Mm-hmm. Yes.
that we're doing along with Petals and Pins, StitchedLit, and Heather Miller.
Yes.
Okay, I'm preserving it. I'm taking it out of the package. Anyway, Sarah did part of what I did too, but I did something. I think you moved on to another area. So I stitched
Oh yeah, I went the other direction.
the swag. Whoops, come on. Come on. I stitched that little swag and the little lantern.
Yeah, I haven't done the lantern yet. I'll show you what I did instead.
And I squeezed that little lantern in before I went to bed last night. I thought, you can do that. There's like 3 colors. It's not that big of a piece.
Yeah.
So I did that yesterday, and I also did, I didn't do much, you guys. I took Christmas down, New Year's Eve, and I basically been sitting on my butt, cross stitching and doing laundry and,
Cross stitching.
what else is there to do?
Yeah.
My husband said, do you want to go for a drive or something? I feel like we're so boring. And I said, well, where do you want to drive to? Plus it was like torrential downpour. It was like midnight at 4:30 and windy. I said, do you really want to go drive around in this? So we eventually did drive to Chick-fil-A and got dinner that we ate in our car in a Walmart parking lot. It was very, very romantic. Then I also worked on, this one I started on New Year's Eve at 11:50 p.m.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was determined I was going to start this piece in 2020 because it's so fitting. It has to be done in, it's Long Dog Samplers Pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
I have Hoity Toity by them that I started, and it's actually going to make an appearance this year. But I did start, it's very small start.
You got it.
That little corner border.
Just a tiny bit. Just a tiny
I
bit.
got it in before 2020 ended though. And I'm using Mrs. Sadis Silks in Hydrangea. Oh, these are way blue. These are not blue. These are purple.
Oh, they're showing up really blue. But yeah, when I looked at your picture, it was much more purple. What if you put a white paper?
No, but these are, if you look at it on there, it comes up purple.
Weird.
Isn't it? Not bright blue.
Yeah, kind of. It looks a little more gray to me.
It's very loud. It's very violet. It's not violet. It's purple and a light blue. Some blue.
Hydrangea, is that the color name?
Yeah.
So it's probably a purple with blue undertones, probably.
Yeah. If you look, I think it came out better on my Instagram picture, but
yeah, I think
it is on my Instagram. So I did squeak that out at right before midnight. And I am going to date it. I'll probably date it the time I finish it, but I was sent by Heather Miller. I got a package. So Sarah had shown a package that she sent. Yeah, even that's a little dark, but it's more purpley. Yeah. She showed a package that Heather Miller sent her and the girls, and mine came super, super way after hers. I didn't even really know I was getting one. It was perfectly fine, Heather, that you didn't. But I got surprised, and in it is a little tiny 2020 charm. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of one of the ones in the camp that doesn't really want to idealize this year as something great, because it really wasn't. I mean, there were some great things that happened in our family, but I will commemorate it on that piece. Anyway, so I did that. That was a huge, I've been putting off that. I dyed that fabric too, when I dyed the green fabric, and I also dyed a piece of blue fabric, and I just been putting it off. I wanted to start it this month sometime, and here it was all of a sudden, like, I got to get started. I want to start it before it's over. And then the other new start I had was, what was called today for Bringo was a prompt. It's part of the acrostic. The word is affirm, and it's my eye. And where's my regular picture of this? Sorry. Oh, must be on the back of the piece. It's I give you my heart. I call her my redhead girl.
Oh, yeah.
By Barbara Anna. She's got some crazy hair going behind her.
Yes.
I don't know. She's quirky. She reminded me of little redheads. And so I had started her a couple years ago, and this morning I did this.
Yeah, wow.
From here over, and that took me about an hour.
Cute.
So I worked on her. I forgot how easy she is. She's on 18 count Ada.
Oh, that's nice.
So she, for me, is a dream to work on. I don't have to even have the magnifier on. I had the light on just because it's so dark here, but yeah, even that was not right over. It was kind of off to the side and gave me a little extra light. And so I worked on her today, and she's done for my challenge. And then the last thing I started, I have to show you.
You started another thing?
Yeah. You
have another new start?
I do. Well, I started this. This is kind of a restart.
Oh.
She came apart.
Oh
my glue. So Sarah has shown her Joyful World.
That is big gorgeous piece with each month.
Yeah, with the animals.
I didn't work
And
this one.
I started it with her, but I was doing mine individually, and I was going to finish the ball like this. And I think after I did one finish in January, I did stitch February, but never finished it because I am not a lover of finishing. And this is a pain in the butt for me.
Yeah.
And the more I thought about it, the more I knew I didn't want to do that anymore. So I kind of bagged out of it.
What did you do for finishing that though? Is it just stuck on sticky board with rickrack
Yeah.
glued around the edge?
Well, actually what I did is there's some Warm and Natural underneath it.
Oh, that's an extra step.
And it's on a sticky board. I stuck the Warm and Natural on the sticky board. Then I put the piece over it and hot glued it around the edges on the sticky board.
And then hot glued the.
I hot glued this little cute pom-pom. It is a cute fit. I mean, it is
pom-pom.
cute. Yeah, they're little pom-poms.
Okay. I thought it was just rickrack. Can't really see. Oh,
No,
yeah.
they're like little pom-poms. It is cute. And
It's just more of an ordeal than just stitching the whole.
yeah, and it was magneted on there, but the magnet just came off. So my hot glue wasn't great. But my husband said, Kim, if you want to, because my fear of doing that big piece was, how am I ever going to afford to get it framed? And he said, Kim, I can build you frames.
Yeah.
If you get me some frame clamps, I can do frames for you. So then I thought, I really love that piece, and it's just so cute. So I did start. I bought a piece of fabric from 123 Stitch. It's Dormy Night. Sorry, my Alexa's talking to you all. And so I'm starting with January over on this beautiful blue.
Pretty.
So I've gotten the tail and that one flower done. But the difference that I'm doing is that this is free. So if you see part of it, I'm not going to feel too bad. But what Sarah did, and what most people do, is they do the piece and then they do that little border all the way around it. And then they leave like 5 stitches and do the next piece over.
Mm-hmm.
But I was looking, there's a Facebook group. It's called Joyful World SAL. And it's just, there's not much activity on it anymore. This was a free SAL she, Snowflower Diaries did in 2016, I think.
Yeah.
The files are all there. She's got border. And I've seen some different border files, and I'm wondering if you saw them, because it looks like it might have made a difference. But anyway, I was looking through the feed, and somebody had done that piece without those individual borders around each piece. And they just kind of, there's grass under every animal, and they just flow together. And she kind of moved the vines on each side so they were close to each other. And I loved it. And then she did the big border, which will probably kill me.
Yeah,
but
that's what I'm doing right now.
It will need it. And it's so pretty. And so I'm going to do it without, I'm trying to figure out how to make those line up. I'll figure it out somehow, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to do the individual borders. And I think that was part of the other problem. I got tired of doing that border every month.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, it's the same border for every single square, different color, but I just got tired of it. So anyway, that's what I've been working on. And I thought, that's pretty busy. And that's just the things that I've worked on.
Yeah, that's a lot. You did a lot. You did more than I
Since
did.
Friday. I don't think I worked on anything else. I don't think I worked on things of autumn. Oh, I did on things of winter. I did fix my crop sweater. So my crop sweater is normal now. So I did that and the swag and the
That
lantern.
sweater's given us both fits.
Did you fix yours?
No, I haven't pulled it out since we talked about it the other day.
Uh-huh. Okay, that's it.
Well, I can show that now. I on Wednesday, I think I worked on this for Wintry Wednesday. So it's the same. It's the Things of Winter by Alicia Paulson. And I oh, why do I hear my needle dropping? There we go. Must have gotten pulled out. So I finished the sweater and went the other direction from you. Push these threads back. There we go. So I did the swag. I did the sweater and then the swag and then the mittens. But
Your sweater looks a lot different than
oh my gosh. So I don't know. I still to this day do not know what happened because I did the sweater. I did the collar and then I did this, and it's showing up way more in the daylight, but in the evenings when I would be working on it,
Yeah. They are really
right
close.
when I look at it, I have to like kind of hold it back to see. But on the camera, it really looks pronounced. But in person, it really is not as pronounced as this. But somehow, I don't even know what color I used because this doesn't even really match. It might be like 3022, and I don't know.
It's not the same one you have down at the bottom, screw?
So this, yes. So I had done like, I think what I did was this. I did the sleeve, and then I went back and did like the bodice up to like here or something. And then I switched to a new thread, you know, like you do when you run out of thread. And somehow I picked up this.
Some of us picked the same thread that we're supposed to be working with.
Somehow I picked, this is 647, and I think this is 33022, and they're really, really close. Even when I look at them in the,
so especially in the dark, they
they don't look as close right now here. But anyways, so somehow I think what I'm gonna do, I decided, is I'm gonna pull this sleeve out and redo it with the 647, but I'm gonna leave this in because it kind of just looks like a color block sweater kind of thing. I'm not gonna unstitch that.
No.
And then the bottom is of course correct with the.
Yeah. She showed it to me. We were FaceTiming. Like, and she didn't say anything. I think she was trying to pass it off like it was okay. And I'm looking at it thinking, well, that's interesting.
Well,
I didn't see the sleeve. Huh?
I think I was like, I did something wrong.
You noticed that something was wrong, but at first I thought it was just the body. I didn't see the sleeve. It was kind of folded over, and I thought, well, the body, that's okay. It looks like a color, you know, like a color block sweater. But then she flipped the fabric a little bit, and I'm like, oh, it's on the sleeve too. No, that.
It is even here hard to like see.
Well, you can be rest assured.
I mean, if I look at it this way, anyway, so I'm going to pull the sleeve out, but leave the part of the bodice in. But I didn't do that, but I worked on the mitten.
The mittens are cute.
I know, they turn out really cute. So I will probably do that this week. Pull that thing.
Sorry, I don't mean to laugh at you because
it's so weird. I don't even know how I did that because I'm usually pretty meticulous. I'm wondering if I had the 3022 out from something else I had just I don't know. No, I don't know.
You know, it just.
Or maybe I had put the 647 back on the wrong, because they're just on these little chipboard. So I wonder if I just stuck the wrong color in the wrong spot and then
you grabbed it.
And grabbed it and didn't even notice that it didn't match, because I was just doing it in the same, you know.
Well, and especially because they are pretty close in color, so it would be easy to put them in the wrong spot.
But just
if you're watching something else, well, you can frog it when you. Oh, it's getting dark here. Woo.
Is it? Your lighting hasn't really seemed to change.
Oh, good. I feel like I got darker.
Yeah, I'll frog it, and Millie and I'll show her that, look, even I have to do this all the time. And then I'm working on this toile sampler from Better Homes and Gardens, Christmas, cross stitch Christmas. This is from the year, I feel like it was 20. Can you hear my children downstairs? They sound like animals.
No, I hear the football game on in the other room of my house.
Okay, this is from 2003. And then I showed this last week, but I don't think I had done all this. I think I had part of the reindeer done. So this.
Oh yeah, I don't remember seeing the reindeer.
The reindeer and this little, I don't know, berry or whatever that
looks like a berry or a apple.
It's cute. This is kind of like when you said that other one that's a bigger count, your 18 count one. Mm-hmm. This is easy like that, even though it's not 18 count, but something it's just easy to stitch on. The holes are really visible and it's an even weave.
Yeah.
And then
it's white. I think some white fabric is easy to work on.
Yeah, that's true. Because really, the braid is kind of coming undone. Okay, let's see. I worked on, this is all stuff I did before WIPGO started, like before January started. So this is all stuff I've done prior to New Year's. But this is the Barbara Bourgeot Richards that we've been working on. We have a SAL going with
Heather Miller,
right? Heather
and Spunky Jen.
Oh yeah, Jen was participating. So this is Friends. And I didn't even realize this until I was like stitching it, but this mama is holding a baby. That's what's going on in her arms right now.
Oh.
when I looked at the chart, I don't know. I just thought she had on like a weird apron or scarf or something. Like,
Yeah.
then I was stitching it. I was like, what is this skin color like on her chest? Because certainly that's not a boob.
Not that high up.
She doesn't have a drop shoulder dress on, I'm sure. So it's a baby in her arms, which makes a lot more sense. But I didn't even notice that. So I thought that turned out cute. And I'm totally switching, in case you didn't notice, I'm totally changing the colors around. So I'm not doing the purples at all, really. I'm doing blues and reds. And I mean, I kept her pink. I feel like the colors are kind of looking a little muted on the screen here, but they're a little bit brighter in person.
You gotten a lot done.
I did. I finished her basically most of her up. I think there's just a little bit left on her.
I should have put her on my WIPGO, but I've got, my WIPGO goals are so minor. They're like, for every WIPGO piece, it's like, what did I say? 6 hours on each piece for the month. Well,
Did you change it? Because you were doing 8.
Oh, maybe I did 8. I might have did it. I think I did 6. So even 8 hours. I mean, that's like,
yeah.
I feel like, oh, I've got all these goals. And I think, well, not really. I mean, it's not like every WIPGO piece is a finish for me. It's just keep progressing on them. So I've got time to work in my other pieces. Huh?
The light changed and now everywhere is like glowing like crazy everywhere behind me. Okay. Sorry about this. Like dimensional portal. It's just my chair. But it looks like we jump through it and get to another dimension. Okay, so for WIPGO, I am also using a little Katie Daisy planner. I'm using the small one because you had one of these last year and I was like, all year I kind of wished I had one because it's just so cute.
So cute.
So
and I love the spiral bound.
I know, and it feels nice. Like the pages just kind of have a nice feeling to them. So here's January 2021. And I'm using it to track what I've worked on and when. So and then I'm also keeping track of my running in this because this makes a great way to just kind of track when I've run or done yoga or whatever it is I'm kind of doing. So for my WIPGO, like Mom said, the free space was called and I didn't have anything on the free space. And then I had put a goal for floss organization and I think it had already been chosen last time. So this week I worked on floss organization for, I don't know, a couple hours probably. Yeah, an hour and a half maybe. So what I have been doing is, this is what my floss, I'll just show you. I've showed this before and it makes people want to die. This is what my floss has been. This is my organizational system. This is the 3700s. And they're just in here, it really is workable, but I have enough floss now that they were kind of like spilling out and it was just getting harder. And it would be kind of an ordeal to try to find what it was I was wanting. So
that's still my floss organization, but only in gallon size bags.
Yeah, and that works for you? It probably is fine, I don't know.
Slowly, eventually, hopefully most of mine will get put into Flossaways.
Which is what I'm doing. And I'm not sure if you have ideas in the comments for like, once I have them all in their Flossaways, what it would be a good system for storing the Flossaways. Because right now I have a ring for every 100. So this is my 400s. And I haven't finished doing this with all of them because I just didn't do them all yet, but like this is my 30,000s. So I just have them all in their own individual Flossaway, which is perfect because I have quite a few where I have like 3 or 4. And then this way, whenever I have a project that I want to pull the color for, I can just pull it, leave the baggie on the ring, and when I'm done, pop them back in the baggies. But if I have like the same color in multiple projects, then I can pull. And anyways, this just made sense to me versus, and as I'm going, part of what I did this week with the actual projects, and I'll show this, is I'm also winding them on bobbins when I pull them for projects. Not all right now, but like when I do a project, I'm winding them.
I hate that.
A little at a time. I know, but it's so much nicer, I feel like, to work with the bobbins than it is to work with the loose I don't know. Mine always get tangled and like, I want
Oh,
to quick wrap them.
I haven't been having that problem in the Flossaways.
That's nice.
It is nice. And somebody I just saw was commenting on one of the Facebook groups for cross stitch that they didn't realize how kinked up their floss got being on bobbins, and it bugged
I
them.
know. I'm winding it kind of loosely, but
Mhm.
that is the one drawback, is it kind of does shape your.
Yeah, I have a lot of my older flosses on bobbins from years ago. I used to bobbinate all of them, and I've got 37 years worth of floss in those gallon bags, and so I'm not going to go in and reorganize all of them. It's just as I go, and even that's not really happening. I finished a few things, believe it or not. I don't know when, but I have finished a few things. Just thrown the Flossaways into the gallon baggie that it belongs in, but I haven't gone through and looked for the multiples of that floss to put in there. I probably should do that.
Well, okay, because I was given, this is part of why I'm doing the bobbin. I was given this, and I showed this a little while ago. Somebody found this like amazing stash of threads that are all on these cards. So it looks a mess, but it really
Those
is.
that have to be-
But they're just not, it's not a really nice way to store these. I don't feel like in my house, they'll just get dirty or tangled, or I don't know where to put them. So I'm taking, and they're all individually trimmed. So
Yeah.
when I go through, this is part of the organization, I will add those onto bobbins and put
Yeah,
them.
those need to be bobbinated.
But also I've been given a bunch of bobbins by somebody who sent them to
Oh.
us. That she had inherited from a friend and she had taken the colors that she needed and then passed on the rest to me. And so those are all on bobbins. But what I find is when I'm working on a project, I feel so much happier looking in my project bag and trying to find threads that are on bobbins. I just do. It's just I think it's what I've always used to have. I always used to do that. Like a long time ago, I used to wind every one. When I was,
a lot of people love it, and I think if I wasn't so lazy and I didn't want to take time to do it, maybe I would do it again. But
DMC, I was looking to see if DMC made big rings, like 3-inch rings, because that might be what I end up doing for storing. And they also have a kind of bobbin that's long. It's like the length of a thread of a skein of thread, and you just pop it on. So then you don't have those kinks. I'll put a link in the show notes. I don't have a picture of it pulled up because I didn't know.
Do that. I've never heard of those. And you can get
long and skinny like this.
Right.
They're like basically the shape. And I think you just probably I don't even know what you do. I don't even think you take the label off. I'm not sure. I don't really know how you use it.
Well, you can get 3-inch rings on Amazon.
Yeah, I know. I just need to look for those somewhere. I didn't worry about whether they were DMC. I just kind of was Googling.
Looking around. Okay.
Yeah,
I've never seen those long ones.
Yeah, I know. It was interesting. Okay, so that was one of my WIPGO goals, and I worked on that for a while. And then the other one that was called is my tunnel of trees that I'm stitching along with Claire from Just Cross Stitch Halloween 2019. And I should have marked it. I really need to copy it and have a working copy because now I can't find it. Let me just really quickly find it. What did I say it's called? Tunnel of Trees. There it is. 33. So this is the project. Then that's the picture. So cute. I love the trick-or-treaters. And I worked on this for probably, I have to look at my phone. So the other thing I did was get the multi-timer app, which is what Robin, I think, uses. Robin from Bird's Eye Stitcher.
Yes.
I get it wrong, I think, every time. And she said she uses that and it's wonderful. So I'd have to look, but I worked on this for quite a while the other day. Yes, it looks like timers. That. So I'm like pointing to you on my. I
have different timers for every project that I was working on, except for like my orange pumpkin piece and some of those smaller pieces that I'm not worried about. But
so if you're interested in just tracking how much time you're spending, or if you are doing WIPGO and you want to just have a simple mindless way that tracks how much time you're doing, like, so you can see here, I worked on Tunnel of Trees, which is this one right here, for 2 hours and 31 minutes. But I think I actually, yeah, that's exactly right. I worked on it for 2.5 hours.
Are you going to clear that when you start over again?
No, I'll just start it again and
And you'll
let it
write down in your notebook how much
So
you
I
actually
wrote down, I'm just writing down in my notebook just for interest's sake, in case I accidentally delete the timer or whatever, but I'm just gonna let it keep counting up
Oh, okay.
till it gets to 8 hours, and then I'll know I'll have hit the goal.
I want to know how much I did each time.
Oh, you do?
And then I'll go back in and add up what I did.
I don't really care too much. I just want it to easily track.
Mhm.
So
Anyway, that is called multi-timer.
multi-timer, that's on my but I don't know if it's only iPhone or if that's an
I think it's on Android.
Yeah,
I
you
think
might
she said it was, but it's kind of fun.
I know I've used it for other things since I got
Cute.
it. I had most of the house done, and then I actually had to redo this part because I realized I had miscounted somewhere. And then this week I did some of this tree. This is a tree that's gonna be over, and then all the yard there.
Cute. Coming along.
So cute. Just
wonder how Claire's
I
doing.
should have been able to get more done in 2.5 hours, but
That's what I told you. Sometimes you feel like you're just like bombing along, and then you're like, where did that 2.5 hours
no,
go?
I'm a little slow on the dark blue, even with my light. Like it's not too, I mean, I can see it. I just have to look a little more
It
closely.
does slow you down.
And then last night I worked on, this is one of my WIPGO pieces, but it's not been called, but it was springtime Saturday, spring, that I was pulling a piece out to work. So I decided to work on Gathering Eggs by Nora Corbett. And this is one of the projects that I started winding more of my threads. So this project in particular has a lot of threads. So I have only done maybe like a fourth of them. But I thought if each time I pull it out, I do 5 or 6, then I'll have those all done. Oops, my needle is through both fabrics. Okay.
Cute.
So I was mostly working on the basket this week, and then I finished the white and started some teal in there.
Cute, cute, cute. I need to get mine. Mine is on my WIPGO board. She will get. I think she's on my. I don't think she's on my Bringo board.
She goes pretty fast for me.
Again, I think if I made a working copy.
Yeah, I do need to.
Working out of the magazine, I'll be much happier.
Yeah, I need to do that too, because it is a little hard to prop my magazine.
Yeah.
Just right. The last thing I worked on, it's kind of a big one. This is the one I've been gathering materials for several months, really just from you.
Yeah, I've been gathering.
I haven't really been gathering them. I've been being gifted them by Mom for birthday and Christmas. But I finally had everything I needed. I'm missing a few DMCs that I need to go pick up still, but this is Snow Queen. I'm stitching it on the Gothic Belfast linen.
Stitching it for me, by the way. It's my birthday present for next year.
Oh, you wish. Next year.
Here?
Well, I got a really ripping start on it. Just wait till you see how much I got done. Oh my gosh, not much at all. Okay, this fabric is just gorgeous though.
Did Tolly start hers over? Her neighbor is starting one too.
Yeah, so my friend / neighbor is doing this as well, and she had never stitched on linen before, and I think she started off doing it over 1, not understanding how to do it over 2. She was like, it's just looking so tiny, and I was like, oh, let me show you how to do it. So this is all I am doing. See the rains, the dark brown. Oh, did the sound just change for you? We just turned on our fan.
Yeah.
The reins that she's
Okay.
holding in her hand, that's this dark piece of stitching right here. And then this is part of her dress.
Gorgeous.
I know.
How many hours did that take you?
I didn't really time that one, but I should have, because it's a WIPGO piece eventually as well.
You should have it. Yeah, you should have a running timer just for your own. Like I'm going to keep a running timer on Pandemic. I might have 2 going for Pandemic. One for my daily stitching on it or weekly, and one for the ongoing.
I can't wait to do this.
Do you have all the beads and everything in another package, or where are they at?
So it takes a lot of beads.
Guys, I could not believe when I asked my LNS to package those up. I gave them for her birthday. I couldn't believe how many beads there were.
We've got like an opalescent.
They're gorgeous beads.
Like blue. I've never really done a piece with this beading. So this is another great thing. If you have done this kind of piece before and want to leave in the comments, do you do all the stitching first and then go back and do the beads? Because that's what I think I will do. But the beads are like an integral part of the whole design. So
I know. I think I would hold off because when you start, is that her diadem? Is that on her head?
I'm not entirely sure where these go. I'm gonna have to look that up. These are called well, they're 13057. They're just a Mill Hill. Let's see what they call these. Oh, these are called Mill Hill Treasures, which I guess it says right here, crystal treasures.
Yeah.
But can you see it? Is it showing up?
A little bit. Yeah, now it is. Yeah, they're beautiful.
There's
They're
a
like
bunch of those, like a bunch all in their own individual. Then these, wow. And these, there's so many.
The thing is if you stitch them on before you're done, your stitching's going to get hung up on them.
That's what I was thinking. My needle, my threads will get caught.
It'll be annoying. And if you ever, for some reason, were to put a hoop on her, you're dealing with that. So I would do them at the end. Those are gorgeous.
I know.
Bugle beads. I forgot about bugle beads.
Bugle beads, is that what they're called?
Mm-hmm. Those are gorgeous. This is what a Mirabilia is, folks.
Yeah, wow.
Some plain old DMC and some very expensive, beautiful beads and a few specialty.
I'm trying to see if there's anything else in here. This is like a gray, a silvery gray seed bead. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, oh, there's one more. And then, oh, wow, these are pretty.
Yeah.
They're like an amber
Got
color.
a lot on her.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like if I do all the stitching first, then there's like a ton of empty spaces. And then there's like 5 or 6 of those.
You could always message. We know Kindred Stitcher did hers.
Yeah, maybe I should. I'm sure she added the beads at the end, I would think. But yeah, I should just ask her.
She got a ribbon, didn't she, at the fair?
Yeah, blue, I think.
She got a ribbon, I think a blue ribbon for hers.
Yeah, I saw it in person, and then when I saw it, I was like, I think I have to stitch that someday. And then it's been kind of my, I don't know, is it called a unicorn piece if that's the dream piece? Unicorn kind of means it's hard to find, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I think it also
really a unicorn piece, but my like long term, I want to stitch that someday. Yeah. That is all I worked on this week.
We did a lot compared to the week before. Now that we're not shattered by the holidays.
Shattered, I know.
It's a British term in case you didn't know. Shattered.
Shattered by the holidays. I thought we should.
My word was battered.
You said battered by the holidays, and then I shattered.
Oh, gracious. Yeah, I think I go back to work tomorrow, and I said to my husband, I don't want to go back to work tomorrow. He goes, you don't go anywhere. I said, well, I don't want to say, I don't want to do work tomorrow.
I don't want to start working again.
I don't. The first of the year, you guys, send me happy thoughts and vibes, because the first of the year, everybody gets new insurance and they're emailing us with all their new insurance information that we have to call, and you wait forever. And January through March,
yeah,
insurance. Earn our money. We earn our money this time of the year. But anyway,
yeah.
My husband took me for donuts this morning, and we each got an extra one so that we can each have one on our first day back tomorrow, because he's been off for 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's not looking forward to it any more than I am.
Jesse goes back to work tomorrow again, but his grad school classes do not start again until the next Monday. But
that's nice.
Back to work again tomorrow. He had a nice little vacation. And originally I thought I was going to start school this week, and decided a few days ago that it would have been a major cram this weekend to try. I do a lot of planning ahead and prep, and I hadn't had time to do any of that during Christmas, and I knew I wouldn't. But so I decided I would take a planning week this week, let the girls have one more kind of vacation week, and then we'll go down and work hard. So
that's the joy of homeschooling.
It is.
You can make your year the way you want.
Oh, sorry. It is the joy of homeschooling. I can do whatever I want to.
Yeah.
Within reason.
Yeah.
I meant to ask if you wanted to add a new segment. If you want to know what the idea is, what are you reading? Because I feel like stitchy and bookish people, there's a lot of intersection.
Oh yeah.
But it might be kind of fun just each week to say what you're reading, if you're reading anything.
Well, I just finished a book that my reading has been so slow, and I really do want to read more. I really do want to read more. And I did just finish a book that was just, it was kind of a tribute to this author's mother. It wasn't like earth-shattering. It wasn't a classic. It wasn't anything. It was just an easy read, and it was called, hold on a second. Where's my Kindle at? Oh, there it is. It was called, hold on. I don't know how to do my Kindle on my phone very well. Oh, I took it off. It was by Peggy Rowe, R-O-W-E, Peggy. She's the mother of Mike Rowe, I think it's Rowe, who hosts the show Dirty Jobs.
Oh, yeah.
And also has foundations. He's got a foundation to raise money for, I think, underprivileged people in job training. And she's a hoot. And if you follow him on Facebook, she'll comment on his Facebook, and they have these, they'll do videos together, you know, distance videos. But she started writing it, she's like in her 70s. Can't think of the name of the book right now, but anyway, it's about her mother and her mother's relationship, and it was a nice read. And then I started reading last year a book called, I never finished it, I got kind of bogged down in it, called The Keeper. People are in and out of my house. She didn't know. Go away. Go. I don't want to see ring. I don't want to see who came in my door. Okay, it's called go home.
I'm looking up the name. Are you looking up the name?
No, and this is the one I'm going to start reading again. The next one that I started reading again last night. It's called The Keeper of Lost Things.
Oh.
And I can't go to the page where it's the cover. The Keeper of Lost Things is by Ruth Hogan. And I'm not that far into it. It was a little bit slow for nighttime reading to get into, but I think I'm going to really like it. And it's the premise is of an older man. I think he's on the verge of dying. He suffered a great loss when he was very young. He lost the love of his life, I think, before they got married or after they got married. And ever since then, he finds things on the ground, or people have left things. And he brings them home, and he's got this room where they're all cataloged, when he found them, where he found them. I don't know much about what he's going to do with them. I think he maybe tries to find who they belong to. And in the opening pages, he finds,
That's my crock pot. Sorry.
He finds somebody has left somebody's loved one's ashes on a train or somewhere. Yeah. Anyway, it's about him, but about this woman that comes to work for him. And her name is Eunice. And so it's kind of a little bit about her backstory, and then him, and kind of, I'm in a part where it flashes back to when he's younger and he's just hired Eunice. I think her name's Eunice. So in the present day in the book, he's quite old, but I haven't read it for a while. So I got to kind of go back and figure out what I was reading. But it had good reviews, and my reading time is late at night. So I'm not any highbrow reader. I don't read a lot of classics like Sarah does. And yes, About My Mother.
About My Mother by Peggy Rowe. So if you're looking for the first book, I found it.
Yeah, she wrote one about her.
Yeah, it's about my father,
I think. About your dad. I think it's about her husband, Mike Rowe's dad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. I'm reading a book I borrowed from you, and it's the second of the Maisie Dobbs books, and it's so sweet. I love them. So I read the first one a few months ago, which I had also borrowed from you, and I think I gave it back and grabbed the second one from your shelf while I was there.
I'll have to check my shelves.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I don't have it here. I think I took it back and then took the second one.
Did you just put it on the shelf without even?
Maybe.
Oh,
probably.
Jacqueline Winspear.
Here is the author, and it's a mystery series set post World War II, and the main character is a female.
World War I.
World War I. That's right. Post World War I. You're right. World War I. And at least at the beginning of the series, I'm not very far in, but so it's in the second book, and she's been trained by this expert detective, basically, because she had some natural proclivity to being able to.
As a woman back in that day and age, which was very unusual.
And he's retired, and she's taken over his, I don't know, not practice, but business, probably. Like he would send all his clients to her. And it's just really lovely. I love them.
She comes from very poor beginnings and kind of,
Mhm.
yeah, it's good. And there's like 13 or 14 books in that series. They
Yeah,
all deal with a historical event. Like the first couple books deal with the post trauma of World War I in England. All of these take place in England.
Set in London.
And kind of her personal life and the trauma that she suffered because of the war, but going forward, and they're really good. They move chronologically. So the first couple, or the first one especially, does a lot of flashbacking to the World War I, a little bit, and then they kind of move forward, and the same characters are in all of them with a few new ones here and there. And I'm not a big mystery lover, but I love these books. They're not high tension. They're not like,
no, they're not like on the edge of your seat. They're a really nice bedtime read for me. I don't have a hard time putting it down usually, like to go to bed. So I've been trying to read about 10 pages a night. I kind of like think, if I can get through 10 pages a night, then I can finish. It's about 300 pages. I'll finish it in about a month. And it's nice.
The ones I'm reading by her were already up to like the very beginning of World War II.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would make sense at the time.
They're good. They're really good. There's a lot of character development in them, if you like character development.
Yeah, and she's really likable. Really likable.
Mm-hmm.
They're really interesting. So a while ago, I had listened to an audiobook on a podcast called, there's two different ones I listened to that are sort of have similar names. It's a book podcast where the gal reads books that are in the public domain.
Mm-hmm.
Forgotten Classics is what it's called. Yeah, came back to me. And I'm also spacing on the name of the person, but Forgotten Classics. And she does books. No, is that right? Or is that the other one? I'm going to double check it because there's two. But I had listened to one that was really similar to Maisie Dobbs, called The Green Jacket. And it's about a female detective whose end goal is always to try and help her clients and victims or whoever she encounters into more healthy living and healthy relationships, whether that means they have to go to prison or whether there's some other way to kind of rehab their lives. I'm going to check. Yes, it's Forgotten Classics. And Julie is the name of the gal who does them. Anyways, I love this book. It was so similar though to Maisie Dobbs. And I was looking and I couldn't find anything more by that author. And then when you had just handed me Maisie Dobbs and said, you should read these or something. And so I picked it up and I was like, oh, this has so many similarities. It really does. So that's another good one. If you want to go to Forgotten Classics and look up The Green Jacket, if you're into audiobooks, that was a good one.
And Maisie Dobbs books came out several years ago. I started reading them, and the very first one I own in paperback, and I bought every single one of her other ones in hardback because they're ones that I think I will, when I retire and have more time, we'll go back and reread for sure and read them, not have to wait 2 years in between each installment, because they do pick up. So anyway, that's a fun feature.
Yeah, I thought, well, we could just spend a couple minutes talking about that because we both are big book people too. Okay, giveaways. So last week haul. I don't have haul. Go ahead.
I don't have much.
Oh, we should have done that before I switched over. Sorry.
That's okay. It's fine. This is very exciting haul. I went to Hobby Lobby, and I've talked before how I bought some 22 count. And I mean, 123 Stitch does carry it, but I haven't seen 22 count anywhere else. And I do like 22 count. And I can stitch it over one and it's still going to be small. Yeah. Anyway, about that, Hobby Lobby, it's their Artiste brand. And this is very exciting. I am hoarding. Imagine that, Sarah.
You are hoarding something?
White and black.
I know where to go if I run out.
And for some reason, I have had a terrible time finding 415.
Oh, really?
All the box stores around me have been out of it. Oh. And I only had one in my 37-year storage bag of 400s, only one out of all those years of stitching. And I know I used to use these 400s a lot, but I bought like a new 413, 414, and 415 just to have them. That was exciting. The real exciting thing was I did order a while back and I forgot that I had ordered it, and it came in the mail the other day. It's a Country Cottage Needleworks, and I am not a big lover of just houses, but I saw this stitched up and it was so pretty. It's called Silent Night.
Oh, that's cute.
And I really liked it. And it's more stunning I think, than this pattern piece. So that came, And I'm not even sure when that was published. And then right before, like the day, I think Christmas Eve, I happened to look at Lindy Stitches had like a stories, and they were, I didn't know because I'm not up to date on her videos. She was doing Christmas Eve stitch along start, and it was the Prairie Schooler the night before Christmas. Can you see that without the, I don't want to open this because it's sealed.
Yeah.
And it's so cute. And I love Prairie Schooler. And I thought, oh, I'm just going to look for it. Of course, 1 2 3 Stitch was out of it, but I found it on an Etsy shop. And it's cute. It's really cute. And the Etsy shop sent me this little extra. I never get extra things from people on Etsy, but it was like a little keychain, the little flower on it.
Oh, cute.
And these little thread tags.
Sweet.
Yeah. So that's my haul. It wasn't that exciting, but it was something. That's it. And
Light has changed yet again.
I know mine's gotten darker too.
That's a little better.
Almost 4 o'clock here. So
I know.
my plans, in case we want to talk about plans, is to keep going along with my Bringo. So that'll just be whatever they call. And then my WIPGO is going to continue to work on Forest Queen by Barbara Anna. And I need to start the Red Cardinal Dimensions kit that I showed you about.
My plan
and miscellaneous, you know.
Yeah, my plans are to keep doing floss organization and work on Tunnel of Trees. And I really want to put in more stitches on Snow Queen. And then kind of working through our hashtags just kind of gets my hands on different things that I might not be like inclined to pick up.
Yep.
Oh, I forgot to show my knitting. I'll show my knitting whip because this is the other thing I've been working on. And one of my goals this week is to finish. So I had knit this sock with yarn you had given me. I knit this earlier in the pandemic year, sometime in the spring, for myself because it had been a long time since I had knit socks. And the first few times I knit socks, I used yarn that was all wool because that's what was kind of recommended to me by my yarn store at the time. And they got holes in them like really fast. And I got totally turned off to sock knitting because why would I go to all that work and then have like the second time I wear them, they develop holes. But then I realized that yarn that's got some synthetic fibers in it,
nylon,
hardier and better for socks. So I've turned the heel and now it's basically just doing is it called the gusset? Is that the part that's kind of a triangle here? And then the foot. So I'm basically on this part right here, this little triangle.
You're bombing along.
Yeah, I think I can finish them this week. I actually worked on that quite a bit New Year's Eve or day or sometime recently. So that's one of my plans is to really finish that talk. And that's about it. School planning. That's my other big one.
Yeah. Work. That's my other plan.
What do you have Frosty handy so we can announce the winner? Okay, so our winner this week of Frosty's Night Out, and we said to just use the word Frosty in your comment. The winner is Barbara Kroll. So congratulations, Barbara.
Congratulations, Barbara.
Email us your address, which is at our email address, which is listed in the show note in the description box below, and we will send out Frosty's Night Out to you. Congratulations. That's a cute one, and a lot of people wanted it.
Who won this one again?
Is that Hoopla? Christy Martin. Christy, I have your address and I just forwarded it on to Mom. So we will send that out to you. I haven't heard, well, I have your address, so we'll send that out to you.
We'll just go ahead and send it. Okay.
And then this week we're going to give away Threadwork Primitives. This was given to us by Rhonda Smith, and she sent us a bunch of cute little patterns. So we're sort of passing them out one at a time as we go and when we need something new to share. So this is Friendship Flower, and the stitching is mostly the alphabet. And
a little needle book, right?
It's a little needle book, and the directions for everything you need are on the back. It's okay to show this, right? Yeah. So it's the stitched part on linen, and then you would need fabric for the back and some strips for binding it. And then the little button and some felt. And you could really do this any color. It only calls for 2 colors. The 2 colors, there's a DMC 3781, and the other blue is Gentle Arts Otter Creek, which is a really pretty color. I have that one from I did the Joker World. But you really could do this in pinks or oranges. I mean, the stitching colors could be whatever you wanted to make it into. Isn't it cute?
Really pretty. It is really pretty. And then your little initial.
Primitives by Nan Lewis. for the Prim Sisters Club. So leave in your comment the word, should we just do flower? Friendship? Maybe friendship.
Friend or friendship?
Friend.
Friend.
Leave the word friend in your comment. It doesn't even have to be in a sentence. If you just put it in there as a word at the end of your comment, that's fine. We don't care.
Yeah.
But if you want to leave like something about your best friend or whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
So then we'll draw for those next week. Okay. Ta-da.
First one of the new year.
First one of the new
I
year.
haven't watched anybody new.
Oh, I did.
Did you? You watched Kaleidos? No, Globetrotting.
Globetrotting Stitcher, who I didn't even realize was local-ish, local to you, not so local to me, but sort of local. Because somebody in our comments had said to go watch her Snow Queen. Now I'm totally forgetting who it was that recommended we go check her out. So she has finished that big Mirabilia Snow Queen that I'm starting.
Gorgeous.
And, it is gorgeous. So you could go check.
You enjoyed watching her.
She's funny. Yeah, I enjoyed watching her. She has some gorgeous projects. Her husband had a finish on she actually has a new one up from yesterday that I haven't watched, but the one from like a week ago or whenever her other most recent one is, has a finish that her husband stitched, which is kind of fun. So there's no way I'll ever think my husband will ever stitch. But I loved it.
But this is kind of cute. So my husband turned on our last week's video. We had streamed church on YouTube, and then that must have popped up where he looked for it. And I'm like, I don't need to watch that. I already watched part of it. I'm gonna go watch somebody different. And he's in this room with the door shut, and I can hear him in here laughing. I'm like, okay, we weren't that funny. And I asked him later, I said, what were you laughing about? He goes, oh, it just cracks me up when Sarah's having to give you tech lessons. Because we talked about something on my phone, and then we were talking about Instagram stories. That made him laugh. So apparently.
Well, now you know how to do Instagram stories. So
kind of. I'm still a little shaky on it.
Oh, practice.
They don't really come out the way I want them to come out.
Oh, well, I can keep instructing you in the ways of Instagram.
Yeah. Okay.
This is getting long. We should.
Yep. I got nothing else. I'm gonna go eat a piece of pizza.
Okay. I don't know what I'm gonna go cross stitch. Thanks for watching. We love that you join us, and we hope you have a really great week and a wonderful beginning to your new year.
I know, 2021, here we come.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Yay. Here we are. We're here.
Stay well. Stay safe.
Next week.
Bye-bye.